Hi traders, welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, 𝖢𝖥𝖣yi, Senior Market Analyst. In this video, I'm going to be taking you through the week ahead. Obviously coming up to the penultimate week of the year now, so the volumes are going to be really light this week, so it's going to be a difficult trading week, although there is actually some data coming out which is of importance, and that is the Bank of Japan monetary policy statement and the BOJ press conference. Obviously there's been a lot of speculation that the Bank of Japan could come out of negative rates. I don't think that's going to happen in this meeting, but obviously there has been talk from 𝖢𝖣yi that there is a potential for them to do that. There are different other factors that are sort of opposing the idea of a rate hike as well, which I can go into further detail in other videos, but there is a potential for them to use some hawkish language, which could obviously then keep the Bank of Japan, or the Japanese yen, sorry, a strong currency, which is what we've been seeing reflected in the market most recently. Moving on from that, we've got data out of CAD as well. We've got CPI data looking to forecast coming a little bit lower than previous, so that's going to be pretty important to CAD. We have CPI out of the UK coming down from potentially 4.6% to 4.3%. GDP in the US looking to hold at 5.2%. Unemployment claims looking to rise to 215,000. Retail sales from the UK expected to have quite a significant jump. So these are kind of the first data releases that are coming from the market after the sort of recent central bank announcement. So it's definitely going to be interesting. I think the markets are in that sort of low volume period now, so I don't expect too much to come out of the markets. But looking at the strength meter, it's reflected here really. We can see that there's been hardly any changes to the strength and weakness of the currencies at the moment. So again, I'm really thinking that this week we're not really going to see much in the way of change in the market. Let's just talk about what's happened the prior week then. So on the dollar index, we saw a price kind of hold at this 104.20 area. We've breached that 103 and came into the 102s, and we have found some kind of support here. So I'm expecting the market to maybe trade between sort of 103 and 102 this week. Obviously, if we breach 103s, we could see 104. If we breach 102s, we could see 101s. But I'm expecting the market to kind of stay fairly neutral over the next couple of weeks heading into the new year. Euro US dollar actually had a pretty good week. Euro dollar, we saw price kind of rally from the 1.0750 lows all the way back up into the 1.1s, where we've seen a large rejection come into the market. So expecting some kind of bit of a pullback earlier in the week maybe. If we do see this sort of dollar strength come back and dollar index heads for the 103s, 104s, then euro dollar could be back towards that 1.075 handle. Going on to dollar yen, so this is where I think a lot of the action will be. I think the yen will obviously be susceptible to the Bank of Japan announcement. So we have seen a lot of yen strength recently. This is seen quite clearly here on dollar yen, with the market making these lower lows and lower highs, moving from the highs of the 151.80 down to the 141.60 handle. So we've had a decent move out of this market. I don't necessarily think the yen strength is over at the moment, although we are at this support here. We may see a slight bounce, but if we do breach 141.60, then I think 139 could be on the cards here, which were these kind of lows that formed back in August. So very, very interesting week coming up definitely for the Japanese yen. Finally then, dollar Swiss, I'm going to throw in a bit of a potential opportunity. Dollar Swiss has been in a long-term sort of downward trend, and we are coming into a major weekly and daily support around about the 0.86 handle. Looking at the 4-hour trend, we are making those lower lows and lower highs, and price is currently coming back into this 4-hour level of resistance. So on the lower time frame, if you were to see some kind of change in trend, it could suggest that the market is going to move lower back towards these lows in here, or this major support zone. So something to watch going into next week. Obviously, like I said earlier in the video, this is going to be one of those weeks where we've got a low volumes. This is definitely a week for capital preservation. There's no need to jump into the market the next couple of weeks. A lot of big funds are going to be away from their desks, so the moves are going to be potentially exaggerated, or we're going to get a very much a lack of movement, which obviously can play into retail traders sort of trying to overtrade in these type of markets, which isn't something that goes down particularly well. So keep that capital preservation the forefront of your mind going into this week. Thanks for watching this video update. I'll catch you in the next video this week, and I'll speak to you soon.